Yes, we are here. We are live. Kemetic Ascension. How is everyone doing? Let me know where you're from. Where are you right now? What part of the world you're in? Um, Shout out to Sinette Cortia. I see you in the building. Sinette Cortia, Uncle Ma'at. Who else do we have? Uh, Big Payback Porter. I don't know who exactly that is. But Uncle Ma'at to you. I see we're heavy in the YouTube. Um, Give a few seconds for some more people to come in. Yes, yes. Ayuak Dua. Um, Let us know where you're watching, what part of the world you're in right now. You know, here we have Abu Waseret coming live for you today with a wonderful topic. We got Abu Amez, Abu Mahert, some more people coming in the chat. Somebody from Mississippi. Okay.
Oh, I was just talking to some family in Mississippi.
Yeah. Much love to the South right now. I just came back from Miami, man. I'm missing the Southern vibes right now. So shout out to Minnie Williams, Uncle my aunt. She's in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Okay, Hattiesburg. Okay. So yeah, we will. Who is that? Someone in Cleveland. Okay, Sharice. Shout out to Sharice. How's Cleveland right now? What's the weather out there like? Uncle Ma'at from London. Okay. All the way from England. Shout out to Neophyte Sage. Shout out to Sinette Sharice. Uh, Coburn Reed. Shout out to you. Oh, you from Jamaica, Montego Bay. Okay. Uncle Ma'at. I have to make a trip back out to Jamaica soon. Yeah. Um, I was out there in the grill, Jamaica. Yeah, lovely vibes. So shout out to Montego Bay. Shout out to Sinette. Uh, well, we already shouted you out, but you're in Atlanta right now. Okay. Sinette Cortia's in Atlanta. Well, link up with Sinette Lori. You know Sinette Lori's out there in Atlanta. Send Tahuti forever. Shout out Uncle Ma'at. Um, Uncle Ma'at to Sharice. Send Atan Amun Ra. Uncle Ma'at to you. Check in from Chicago.
Uncle my aunt too.
We got Chicago in the building today.
Wow, wow,
Sinette Nandi. Uncle Ma'at to you. Yes, come on in, everybody. We got Denver, Colorado in the building. Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Senta Seti. Shout out to Denver, Colorado. Shout out to Phoenix, Arizona. Sinet Nandi. And Anke Ma'at to our Aboot, one of our fellow Wenwet, our Aboot Yoga Girl Sai. Just shot in the building. Anke Ma'at. Yes, live from New York City. I see you. Oh, we got Las Vegas, Miami. Okay. Sinet Nisha. Nishi, excuse me. All right, so let's go ahead and get things started. We have a wonderful program here for you guys today. Um, so we will begin with the opening of the way, that ritual that was passed down to us from our shrine elder Baba Heru. So you know how to do it. Stand with me. We get in the pose of adoration. All right, left foot forward, left foot forward, hand slightly bent, right foot back. And let us take a deep breath and begin to chant the word of life. Anetrak imbed het.
Anetrak embed het.
Nuke imbed het.
Nuke embed het.
Anetrak hapi.
Anetrak happy.
Nuke hapi.
Nuke happy.
Swau inter.
Wahoo enter. Turn left.
Anetrak circuit.
Anetrak circuit.
Nuke circuit.
Nuke circuit.
Anetrak kebsanoof.
Anetrak kepsanu.
Nuke kebsanoof.
Nuke kepsanu.
Swau inter.
Wahoo enter. Turn left.
Anetrak ast.
Anetrak ast.
Nuke ast.
Nuke ast.
Anetrak set.
Anetrak set.
Nuke set.
Nuke set.
Swau inter.
To Wahoo in turn. Turn left.
Anetrak neat.
Anetrak neat.
Nuke neat.
A nuke neat.
Anetrak dua mutef.
Anetrak dwa muatef.
Nuke dua mutef.
Nuke dwa muatef.
Swau inter.
To Wahoo turn left.
Anetrak newt.
Anetrak newt.
Nuke newt.
Nuke newt.
Anetrak geb.
Anetrak geb.
Nuke geb.
A nuke geb.
Swau inter.
To Wahoo in turn.
Anetrak shoe.
Anetrak shoe. 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 Nuke shoe.
Anetrak tefnut.
Anetrak tefnut.
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 Tefnut. Tefnut.
Tefnut.
Nuke tefnut.
Swau inter.
To Wahoo in turn.
Anetrak paut interu.
Anetrak paut neteru.
Nuke paut interu.
Nuke paut neteru.
Anetrak and boo neteru.
In netterak and boo neteru.
Nuke and boo interu.
Nuke and boo neteru.
Swau inter.
To Wahoo in turn.
Swau inter. Sir.
Greetings, greetings, family.
Greetings. So, next we will begin with.
Before we pop on to the next, we like to let the Kemetic family know that, as you can see, our esteemed leader and chief priestess, Jabari and Anika, are not on today. You have the glorious Winwet, priest of the Shrine of Ma'at, for today's ascension. And we hope to fill you with much joy and blessings and grace and words of inspiration today. And so, if you have questions, make sure you send them out into the chat room. We'll try to answer your questions and things as we go along. So today you get to see some of the star players that we are here at the Shrine of Ma'at as we carry on while our chiefs, priests and priestess are away. And get used to seeing this. More is coming. So I turn it back over to you, Abu. Come second way.
Yes, give thanks. Duau Abu Amez. And so at this time, let's hear from our Hesse masters, or one of our Hesse masters, Abut Mahert.
Akima'at family. Welcome to our Ascension Sunday on this December 4th in the year of 2022 so far. You know, we know we're in a different year, but right now we're in this atmosphere. So welcome, so happy and joyous and thankful to be amongst you all. And as always, sending you much myrrh, much myrrh, much myrrh. So the Hesi that I have decided to sing today is one of my favorites. A lot of you already know it. The Patah Sekhemet Imhotep. Okay, because it's calling on Patah, one of the creators, a great creator that brings forth all the great things. And then Sekhmet, that one who heals, who burns, who fights, okay, who goes out in front of us, behind us, on both sides of us. And we know we need all of that in this day and age. We need that. And
Dua.
then the Nefer Atum, that Interu that comes out and comes up and flourishes from the waters, from the great waters. So we got a combination of all. We got earth, wind, and fire. In here, shale. So it's Patah Sekhemet Imhotep. Patah Sekhemet Neferatu. 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 Patah. 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 Patah Sekhemet Imhotep. Patah Sekhemet Neferatu. 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 Sekhemet Imhotep. Patah Sekhemet Neferatu. Patah. Sekhemet. 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 Neferatu. 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 Patah Sekhemet Imhotep. Patah Sekhemet. Patah Sekhemet Imhotep. Patah Sekhemet Neferatu. Asheo.
Asheo.
Hey, I say, Dua.
Swante.
Tuau for that Neferific Hesi from our Hesi master, Abu Mahert. Yes, everyone, you know how we get down, right? We like to charge ourselves, our spirit, our essence with that divine sound, that organized sound, which we call music, which we call Hesi. Tap into your Hesi, everyone, and may it uplift your Ab, your heart. Speaking of the Ab, let's talk about that, right? Um, Abu Waseret, why don't you take it away from here? Why don't you expound on that for us?
Okay. I just would like to say thank you, Dua Abut Mahert, for that beautiful Hesse. Anka Ma'at family, I hope to find everyone well. So today's word from the Sebait is part of the Asarian series developed by Hemneter and Tepi Jabari a couple of years ago. I will start by giving you a little background information on a priest from the 25th dynasty that I admire. I will share what he accomplished, the legacy he left for us, especially the people in the diaspora, and how we, as Kemetic practitioners, can incorporate his ideas and legacy into our everyday practices. The name of the priest from the 25th dynasty is Pidiemeopet. He was born around 710 BCE and died about 640 BCE. His main activity occurred during the Kushite period, dated 690 to 656 BCE, during the reigns of Taharqa and Luxor, Egypt, or Kemet. Pidiemeopet was a Kushite. Now, how do we know he was a Kushite? We know this because the citation of his maternal relatives, not his paternal relatives, support Kushite ancestry. Pidiemeopet's mother's name was Namen Taset. Her titles were the Royal Lady Enchantress of the Moon. His wife's name was Tadit, and Pidiemeopet had a maternal uncle and 3 aunts. Pidiemeopet came from a priestly family. He and some of his 7 cousins were part of the clergy of Mantu. The priest that I admire so much had many titles, such as Harry Heb, which would be lector priest, and Harry Tep, which would be chief lector priest or chief priest. The priest of the 2 diadems, master of the morning house, and one who adores the great magic. These titles are connected to the cult of the crowns in the 25th dynasty and were part of the Theban elite. There were many duties that Pidiemeopet was responsible for. As a member of the House of Life, he was responsible for preserving and reproducing the Meta-Neter, the Merkuti text, the Quaffin text, and the Book of Coming Forth Today from Night, aka the Pert and Haru, and the Anduat. As a Harry Heb and a Harry Tep, or the chief priest, Pidiemeopet was a very important member of Kemetic funeral ceremonies. When someone died, it was believed that only by elevating the deceased person to become a transfigured being, which is what we call Ankh, could the immortality of the person be guaranteed. The significant role of the Harry Heb and the Harry Tep was to represent Jehuti. Jehuti recited from the sacred papyrus rolls and assisted Asar. Without the Harry Heb or the Harry Tep reciting these sacred words of power, the funeral ceremony was not legitimate. So out of all of Pidiemeopet's prestigious titles, responsibilities, and roles, his greatest accomplishment is his project. This tomb has 22 underground chambers spread over 3 levels and 162 meters of surface. This non-royal project is the largest ever constructed at any Kemetic site during the Pharaonic era and is located in the Theban necropolis. Each of the chambers, except his private chamber, was decorated in different periods of ancient Kemetic history. Chambers 10 and 11 were modeled on the funerary apartments of a Merkut in the 5th and 6th dynasties. Pidiemeopet's tomb was basically a museum. He wanted the future generations of the stolen Africans to remember and utilize who they were and what their ancestors built. Okay. There is an important inscription on the walls of Pediamemopet's project, and it reads, "O living ones, O those who are upon the earth, those who were born and those who will be born in the future, those who come as followers of Montu, Lord of Thebes, those who walk through the necropolis in order to entertain oneself, those who seek all kinds of formulas, may they enter to this tomb in order that they see what is in it. A moon ray lord of the two lands is living for you. If you adore the divine, recite the offering formulas in order to make this monument complete. May you make grow that which decays." Now, I was thinking about the shrine members whose loved ones have made their transition. I also was thinking about how we, as the leadership of the Shrine of Ma'at, could empower our members and give them the tools they need to help their own departed family members on their journey. At the same time, honor the wishes of this genius, this prophet, this great Kemetic priest called Pediamemopet. And what came to mind was the use of the many funerary amulets that our remarkable ancestors left us. We should have these amulets on our ancestor altars. Besides the Ankh, one of the most important and widely talked about amulets is the Ab, the heart. The heart was seen as the spiritual seat of human wisdom, emotion, memory, and personality. It was thought to have kept a record of your life and all of your actions. For this reason, the heart was said to be the most important of the body's organs, and therefore wasn't removed from the body. So at this time, I would like to give Abut Mahert the opportunity to share her views or her thoughts on the subject. Abut Mahert.
Uncle Ma'at, dua for that very informative piece that you have just shared with us, Abu Washaret. And I'm going to go to the flip side and talk about the heart itself. The Shrine of Ma'at being what it is, the Shrine of Ma'at. And Ma'at being the foundation and the universal force for everything. But knowing that the heart must be as light as a feather. And so when you talked about our having something to help our ancestors who have made their transition, it's also about us helping ourselves as we move and we transform throughout this journey on this side. And being one of the most important things for me is to be on that first principle of Ma'at at all times, and that is truth. Being true to myself, to my own self, be true. And you can never be false to anyone else. So I want to first start out by reading from the oldest book ever written, Ptah. And it reads, "Then the majesty of the deity said to Ptah, go ahead and instruct him in the ancient wisdom. May he become a model for the children of the great. May obedience enter into him, and may he be devoted to the one who speaks to him. No one is born wise. And so, as you have already said, there are several aspects of the heart, the seat of our spiritual self, our higher self, our divine self. And the first one is wisdom, having the wisdom to understand, the wisdom to know, the wisdom to know when you don't know. So wisdom, the intelligence, the understanding, the insight, the perception, acuity, discernment, having clear thinking, and being able to know when you are not clear. But you don't know if you're not clear because you unclear. Okay. I want to say that. You don't know when you're unclear because you have to have others. This is, one of the things that I love about my shrine members, my When Wet, is that we help each other to see clearly. We help each other to see clearly. And I'm just going to say this right now. Look straight ahead. Can you see you? Just look straight ahead. Can you see you? No, you don't see you. But we can see you. I can see you. So one of the most important things for me and my practice is to let other people see me. Let other people see me so they can help to instruct me, help to guide me. And the heart is the perfect guide, just as Ra is the perfect guide. If you know in your heart that it is the right thing, then you can always move in it without second guessing yourself. I want to say that. I want to say that being true to yourself comes from speaking your truth. How do you speak your truth? You speak for not so much from here. The head is a good place, but the heart is the best place. So when your head and your heart are aligned, then you are in my eye. So I want to talk a little bit about the 10 virtues of the initiates. The first one is to control your thoughts. Your thoughts are things and things are thought. And we can't, we're in a mental world, mental. How? Controlling your thoughts. They say we have approximately 60,000 thoughts per day. What are you thinking on? How are you thinking? Think on these things. Think on things that are just, that are true, that are kind, that are loving. Go within always, because our answers are always inside of us. Always inside of us. Watch what you think, because your thoughts become your actions. Watch your actions, because they become your habits. Watch your habits, because they become your character. Watch your character, because they end up being your destiny. And we know we're about character building. Character building, so that your actions will speak for themselves. You don't have to say too much if you're doing the right thing. Sometimes and I want to say about the heart needs to be strong, yet vulnerable. That paradox of having courage, lion-heartedness, brave heart, speaking from your heart, getting to the heart of the matter. Let's just get right down to the heart of the matter. That's the real deal. When you're speaking from your heart and you're speaking your truth, then it actually guides you in your actions as you move forward. And we're always moving, even when we think we're not moving. Nothing stands still. Everything is movement. Everything is vibration. Being consciously aware of that is, I'm going to say, our purpose, our focus, and and it's practice. It's practice. Living in Ma'at is a practice where every day we go and we look at ourselves. We do that work. How am I doing? Did I offend someone today? Did I come out of my mouth too quickly without engaging my brain? We do it so quickly, especially with those that are close to us, those that we think we know. And in all actuality, you don't know anybody, not really. And it's about really learning to know yourself, because your words cannot give wisdom if they stray from the truth. That's another one of my favorites. Speak your truth, but do so kindly, because people will hear you if you're in the right vein. You can't force anything on anyone, no matter how much you believe in it. But once you are standing in Ma'at, everything else flows, because everything is based on Ma'at. Whether you know or you don't know, whether you understand or don't understand, it is what it is. And the truth is the truth, no matter how you look at it. Finding my truth has been a journey, and it still is a journey. Trusting my intuition, aligning myself with those who are on the same path, whether they are ahead of me or alongside me. I don't think anybody is behind me, because I only stand for me. I live for me, but I also live for you. And again, it's the practice of having the faith in oneself, utilizing tools, utilizing meditation, utilizing breath work, utilizing the Hesti, prayer, movement, utilizing the elements of water. As you can see, the slide that's up has pictures of different priests and how they move, and each one is it has a different task, a different path. They're still on the same journey, but we all have our own individual paths. So I'm going to say, what's your path? What path are you on? What's your charge? What did you come here to do? Because it's all about your purpose. You tune in and you come and you listen to Ascension every 2 weeks. And then once you leave, what do? How do you carry the information? Are you doing your studying? Are you aware? Do you have your altar? Have you set it up? Are you communicating with ancestors who are always with us, waiting, guiding us? But we speak, we are the mouthpiece for them. If you speak their name, they never died. I give thanks to the ancestors, all those who've gone on before me, because I know that they are here with me and they live on in my heart. And as I move, I give them honor. I give them honor in everything that I do, because I am the continuation of them. I am the continuation of them. So some of the things that I want to just give you just a few quotes that I found. Follow your heart, and everything else will fall into place. It is only with the heart. It's only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. So it's not, you cannot see, but it is there. It is an intuitive ability. The best and the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. How do you get in tune with that? How do you nurture it? One of my, she's an ancestor now, Maya Angelou, said, people will forget what you said. They will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Dua and Target, thanks to Maya. She's one of my sheroes. And I remember her, and she lives in my spirit, and things that I move. And that's how we move. The only lasting beauty is the heart. Continue to share your heart with people, even if it has been broken. So how do you come back when somebody breaks your heart? How do you come back when somebody hurts your feelings? How do you come back, especially when it's somebody close? that you think that should never say or done whatever they said or did. Guess what? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're all living out this journey the best that we can. But so many people do not know how to really communicate in a manner that's healthy. I'm going to say healthy. We have a lot of sick, emotionally disturbed people. They're not certified. They're not certifiable, maybe. However, they're not healthy. So emotional sobriety or emotionally sound, emotionally clear, coming from the heart takes work. It takes work. Some of us need to go into therapy. Some of us need to seek counseling. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a shame when you don't. That's what the service is for. We the first counselors, we were the first doctors, we were the first consultants. There's no shame in that. As a matter of fact, it's healthy to go and to seek help when you know you're stuck. Don't stay stuck on stupid now. You're repeating the same cycles over and over and over and over again and not knowing what's going on. That's why I said in the beginning, look out and see. You can't see you. You need other people to help see you, to help guide you. Above all, guide your heart. For everything you do flows from the heart. And that's from Proverbs 4:23, which we know came from a metaphor. Okay, came out of Kemet too. I love Proverbs. Okay, talking about the wisdom of the heart, the wisdom. Oh, yes. The strongest hearts have the most scars. And you know we got some scars going on in our lives and our people. From generation to generation, we carry scars. But we also have myrrh. We also have the elements to heal, but we have to use them. How do we use them? Do everything with a good heart, and you will never be disappointed. And so my thing is, if I'm giving from my heart, you can never hurt me because I'm giving it. I'm not a victim. You can't hurt me because I am eternal, divine, and I know who I am. But it even takes time knowing who you are and learning who you are. And it is a process, and it is an action. Pursue what catches your heart and not what catches your eye. Because you know it's a whole lot that you see. It don't mean a thing. Because it will pass. It will pass. So I'm going to end with another reading that can be found in the teachings of Ptahhotep. Follow your heart. Listen to your inner voice. Follow your heart as long as you live. Do no more than is required. Do not shorten the time of follow your heart, since it offends the Ka. Ka is our spirit. It offends the Ka. Follow your heart. Don't waste time on daily chores. Above and beyond providing for your household. What that means to me is take care of yourself. Focus on yourself. Do what you need to do for yourself, because you can't give what you do not have. You can only share what you have. So if you are doing and caring for yourself in the best way that you possibly can, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, above all being true to yourself, when you show up for others, you will be on point. And when wealth finally comes, because it's going to come, if you're in Ma'at and you're doing your work, when wealth finally comes, you won't be glum, because wealth does no good if you are glum. So have a happy and a joyous spirit. Have a love of life. Have a love of your brothers and your sisters. Seek that. Seek to be of service to others. It's not always about you. And yet at the same time, it is about you. But you can't give what you don't have. So I always want to give what is best, what is good, what is loving, what is kind, and what makes me feel good. Because I know when I'm feeling good, I'm going to make you feel good. I know that. I know what I know, and that's all I know. It's very little. Okay. It's very little, but I try to share what I know. and,
That's a
and,
lot.
and I don't take myself too seriously. I don't take myself too seriously. I try to have a light heart, keep my feather. You see, I have a pink feather today representing the pink forgiveness, love, letting go, being in the flow. Being in the flow, when you're in the flow, you know you're in the flow because it's easy. Easy like Sunday morning. I
Now
share
you gotta
y'all.
go
I
to
share
me.
y'all. I give thanks. I give thanks to you all. I admire you all. And I pray that something that I said you can take with you as you move, as you go out on this day and every day. Remembering your thoughts, making sure that your thinking and your heart aligns in my eye, because there's nothing outside of my eye. There's nothing
Mm,
outside of my eye. Duanta, Duanta, I give thanks.
Um, Uncle Ma'at. May I chime in? May I have permission to speak?
Please do. Yes.
Yes, Duanta.
Greetings, everyone. I am Elder Abu Ames of the Shrine of Ma'at. And you just heard some wonderful, encouraging words from our divine Winwed Abu Mahert. But we also like to give you other things, other tools as you go along on this. You heard us speak of the Persian Rule. And so if you want to know, like, you ever been with other people, the Muslims, there's people of Islam, they can quote from the Quran. You can go, people, Christians, they quote from the Bible, Buddhas, they have theirs. Well, as a person who studies in Kemetics, Scientology, spirituality, we have the same. So if you have a Persian Rule, you have your copy of the Persian Rule, I am going to turn you on to two chapters that covers what we went over today. And it's on page 88, which is the chapter of going the heart to Asar, and on 90, chapters of not allowing to be driven away the heart of Asar. So in this way, if you ever want to go back and reference what was spoken today, or you want to deal with your heart, here is some words that were written thousands of years ago, to deal with the heart. And they kept you. You understand that in today's times and what we're going through, you need some encouragement. The Christians always can run to their Bibles and can quote from there. And well, we can do the same. We can do the same. Our ancestors and teachers and spiritual guides led us with encouraging words and words of wisdom, words of thoughts. So I'm going to quote from page 88 to 89 of the chapter going, Giving the Heart to Asar. And comes from the papyrus of Ani. Chapter of Giving the Heart to Asar 90, to him in the netherworld. May my heart be to me in the house of hearts. My heart be to me in the house of hearts. He says, may my heart be in the house of heart. And may me, the essence of me, be also in the house of hearts. That's what he's quoting right there. May be to my heart, may it rest in me. I shall not eat the cape of Asar on the side of east of the lakes of flowers, a boat in thy going down the Nile, and in thy sailing up, nor shall I advance to the boat with thee. may be to me my mouth. I may speak with it. Again, they're letting you know that your thoughts, your words are key to your heart. And what you utter out, and also can, we all can always quote all the good things and of things we speak out that makes our heart good. But we must also balance that scale and remember the things that we speak out that is of negative emotions, of essence. And matter of fact, I needed this today. Me, the priest, a Wet, who's been very, in my warrior state, my Hurukuti state. And I've been speaking words that are not of anger. So right now I'm learning I have to pull that back in order for I to be on, because I want to be on the boat with Asar. I want to be there eating the cake. We sometimes have to remember to pull ourselves back. And so, may be me in my mouth, that I may speak with it, my two legs to walk, my two hands and arms to overthrow my enemy. One of your greatest enemies could be yourself. Thyself. Know thyself. Be open to me the doors of heaven. May unbolt for me, Seb, the chief of the Netarus, his jaws for me. May he open my two eyes, which are blind. There's a key saying that if you want to learn, sometimes we talk about, they like to say the third eye, the Greeks. I'm more of a first eye. I say it sits up above the two. So I use it as the first eye awakening. And I tell people, when you're first eye awakening, you will see with your ears and hear with your eyes. For if you find someone who is blind, do they not see with their ears? Listen to the music of Stevie Wonder and see the essence. Does he not see the world a lot better than some of us that have two eyes? And if you ever watch a person who cannot speak, the way they express and talk is through sign language, through the eyes. So they hear with their eyes. We must take from that. Sometimes we have to take from that. Sometimes close your eyes and try to see with your ears and hear with your eyes. May he make to stretch out my feet, which are fastened together. May me strong Anubis my legs to rise up for myself. Maketh me to rise, Serket, the goddess, that I may be in heaven, being done what I command in the house of Ka, Hekka Ptah, Ka of Ptah, house, soul of Ptah. I know my heart. I have gained power over my heart. I have gained power over my two hands and arms. I have gained power over my feet. I have gained the power to do what pleases my car. Not shall I be imprisoned by my soul, my bar, with my body at the gates of a mentor, at my entrance in peace, Hotep, and cometh forth in peace. You may find that reading in your Pertinru, page 88 and 89. Plates would be known as 16, excuse me. And it goes into appendix before 17th, I believe. But it will be plate 16, page 88 to 89, that reading, and then it will continue on page 90 and 91. I just wanted to give you some extra words of encouragement and something to turn to. And I will turn it back over to Abu Kansekunwe.
Thank you for those words of wisdom. That is, I must say, that is those words that you read right there from the Papyrus of Ani, I must say, it really rings a bell. It really gets me excited every time I hear those words. May I open my two eyes which are blind. May I gain the power to do what pleaseth my Ba, my Ka, right? May the Netzeru help all of you. And I know I'm messing up the words now, but you you get where I'm coming from. May the Netzeru guide your feet, which are fastened together.
Mm-hmm.
Know your hearts, know your obs. And let me
It went over everything she spoke about in that 2 chapters. That verse went over everything that she was speaking to our followers and people who are tuning in today. Yes.
Powerful words. Duawu for all of those words of wisdom. Abu Ames, Abu Mahert, Abu Waseret. Duawu again. Really quickly before I forget, I see somebody, and we were talking about the lector priests and stuff like that. So before I forget, I believe it was Send Jason, right? Send Jason Holmes. Let me give a quick shout out to Send Jason Holmes, who he says his moot transition around this same time last year. So
Okay.
can we give divine Uncle Josh Seneb and Myrrh to Send Jason, because his mother his moot is on his heart, his ob right now. So let's chant Myrrh. Uncle Josh Seneb, to you.
Uncle Josh Seneb, one turn.
May she continue riding on the boat of Ra across the heavens.
Yes.
Yes.
May her, and in time of need, may her bar come down and be with you.
Yes.
For she has never left you. One thing we know in the ancient African and all ancient African practices, all teachings, that we were not scared of our ancestors when they went. We wasn't scared of them coming back. See, that's where that Halloween stuff came from. It was some of them know they didn't do their ancestors right, so they didn't want them coming back, which was all Souls Day, and then the day after was All Saints in the Catholicism. So if you really want to know where that so-called holiday comes from, it comes from ancient Catholic Catholicism. And so it was a practice that when they had the mass, so if they knock at the door and they open it, spirit didn't see the people, and so it went on looking at the next house. But we want our ancestors to come back and be with us and guide us. So chant her name, and any wisdom. Guide me, give me wisdom.
Can you say her name? Put her name in the chat, because you know how we do. Like they say in the Black Panther movie, death is not the end, right?
It is only the beginning. That's right. And we will chant as long as you say my name, I shall never die. I will live on. I will live on. I will live on. So put her name in the chat so we can just call her name out. Bring her spirit. Give her myrrh. Okay, give her myrrh. And
I hope these words of encouragement and comfort to you on this anniversary, and we should say celebration, because the transition is a celebration. We all will have to face that transition, and we want it to be a celebration. So do I.
Sir. And it is really a freedom when we are released from the bondage of this shell. Hip hop. I'm gonna say to Sir, I've done my work. I've done my work, and it is time for me to move on. But as I am
It's a
leaving, I will
help.
never leave.
And remember, this a help. The 42 laws of my arts of negative confession really deals with two essence on the heart. The first half of it, if you really read it carefully, is telling you how your heart should treat others. No, first it should show, know how you should treat yourself. It deals with the heart of self. I think that's about the first 19 or 20 deals with self. The other part, if you read it, is how the heart in the way you should be treating others. First, treat yourself. Read it. Try to remember that what they're trying to, what it was put forth, why something didn't change for a custom. I was just looking at a documentary yesterday, and it said the main thing that they knew is that for 4,000 years, you can go in 700 BC and then go to 1200 BC of Kemet, and things hadn't changed. You can go back to 4,000. Now, we had other great civilizations, Sumerians, the Hittites, all that, Rome, but you've seen the transition in time. It wasn't. That's something very fabulous about that we really need to touch base on that for over 5,000 years, a society of people pretty much stayed on the same focus and track, and the principles stayed until even up to the day the invaders, and some of the invaders like the Greeks, and all that. Alexander, he just wanted to be with that he wanted to be incorporate all that essence out of Kemet. Even Napoleon when he went. So yes. How are we doing on time? We're doing good. You know,
what time we got? It is now 1:16. So you know what? Let me, if it is okay, let me just share a little affirmation with you guys right quick. And
Sir.
then we could start to close things down or up. uh, and I'll let somebody else have the mic shortly and we could close it down. So check this out, right? We dealing with the the heart. So let me share with you some affirmations of love in the heart, right? So we're dealing with the heart aritu, or in some languages, what you might call the chakra, heart chakra. In Meduneter, we call it the aritu, right? So this is a love affirmation I'm about to read to you. Affirm and repeat this to yourself, right? I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I am worthy of the purest love. I am wanted and loved. My heart is open to love. My heart is open to love. I forgive myself. I release and let go of all resentment, right? We want our hearts to be as light as a feather, right? Got to release and let go of all resentment. Forgive yourself. I live in harmony and balance with all other beings. I create loving and supportive relationships. So these are affirmations for the heart I read to. And one more time, I just want to drive this home because I love this. What Abu Ahmed was reading earlier. I'm going to read it one more time so you can hear it, because we have to affirm, we have to reaffirm and keep hearing these things, because we hear a lot of trash on the radio, the TV, the books, you name it, internet. We have to hear affirmations to our heart so that way our heart could be as light as a feather. You know what I'm saying? We have to meditate and work on our heart and keep it as light as a feather. You know what I'm saying? And that also includes what we drinking, what we eating. And so let me just say this one more time. May I open my two eyes which are blind. May I stretch out my feet which are fastened together. May my legs be strong and raise me up. I know my heart. I know my what? I know my heart. I have gained power over my hands and arms. I have gained the power to do what pleaseth my soul, my ba. May my body and soul not be in prison. I rise and shine. I am powerful. I am mighty. I come forth in peace. The Papyrus of Ani. I know my heart. So that being said, if anybody else has something quick they want to add,
I want to say to one church, one church, one turn. I always want to say I'm a shining, shining being, dwelling in light, and I come from the limbs of the Most High. I am a shining, shining being, dwelling in the light, created from the limbs of divinity. You are a shining, shining being. You are dwelling in the light. You are made of all the limbs of divinity. So I said, Duanter, I give thanks. I mirror you all. I mirror you all. And I know that I'm going to just turn it back over to Abu Washaret for a wonderful presentation this afternoon, and for all of my Winwet family and for all the family that joined us today.
Dua, so we're going to close out with the oldest written prayer, and it's called the Amasu. So put your hands in a pose of adoration. Amasu impartanter.
Amasu impartanter.
Sauksu emsra impartanter.
Utsu impartanter.
Autu.
Autu.
Aura.
Aura.
Maketi pa.
Maketi
Harura.
Aura.
And it means give yourself to the One Most High.
Give yourself to the One Most High.
Keep yourself daily for the One Most High.
Keep yourself daily for the One Most High.
And let tomorrow.
And let tomorrow
be as today.
Be as today.
To our inter.
Family.
To our inter.
We hope these has been inspiring and encouraging you today as you go forth for your day and the beginning of your next journey at the Job. Sorry, I had to throw that in. You know, you go through that, the trials and tribulations that was in Job, but you will be well equipped because you're focusing on the main essence that will get us to all our daily living and life in this world is the heart.
Yes,
Uncle Josh and Neb, thank you all for joining us.
Remember that the initiation applications are available at the website www.ChinaMa'at. We don't do this for money, but we do need money to do this. So please also send your contributions to China Ma'at. They will greatly appreciated. And please come back.
Too. Yes, ShrineMa'at.org.
Yeah. You see these beautiful people here, you know.
February and March, we're doing initiation. Initiation starts late February, between late February and early March. So just a quick reminder. So check us out, ShrineMa'at.org. Thank you all for your donations and for your time. We mirror you, Uncle Josh and Neb.
And prepare for the solstice. The winter solstice is coming up in a few days. So if you want to get your fast in, this is time to start preparing for that. And you know where we'll be at. The Tekken. Expect to see you there.
See you there.
All
Shem
right.
Shem Hotep. Go forth in peace, family. Dwell, we mur you.
We staying on, right? We staying on?